Hey up my duck, how you doing? Welcome. I just thought I'd prove to you that this really is the East Midlands. I went away for a bit. Again, I was in Devon. Just gloss over that. After weeks of speculation and bombardment about when Forest were going to finally sign a footballer, we signed a player completely out of the blue. That man is Aina from Torino, a free transfer, a right back and a left back. Really, Forest should be utilising him more as a left back. But if we have signed him to be on the right hand side, then that really does beg the question, why on earth have we signed him to be a right back when we have Sergio Aurier, Nico Williams, Julian Biancon, even Mohamed Drager? Can't really count him. He's definitely going to be sold to some random league in a few weeks' time. But still, I like to think that we signed him to be a left back because maybe Toffolo might be getting banned or sold for all we know. Omar Richards, is he actually real? He's been training, but we still haven't seen him. So it's an interesting one. Personally, I'm a big fan of this transfer. I think it's a really solid bit of business. Former Chelsea youth player, had loans at Hull City and Fulham. His only proper experience of playing in English football, only one season in the Premier League, by the way. And with the injury to Rumours In sustained against Valencia, that poor lad, I really feel bad for Rumours In. Aina can do the long throw. There we go then. Rumours In throw. It would help having air in it, really. Back to the point though, that is a useful feature to have in a player, and when Niakate is back, the two players there that can do that long throw. And hopefully that can be something that goes in our favour. As I say, he's versatile, can play on both sides, looks very quick. I'm pretty excited about this one. Continuing the theme of confirmed deals, let's talk about a few outgoings, mainly from the youth academy. Riley Harbottle joining Hibs on a permanent transfer. I'm a bit surprised about this, but it probably is the best for him. He's not really going to ever break into the first team. Don't know how much money we got for him. Hopefully it was a decent fee. Another confirmed deal is Dale Taylor going out on loan to Wycombe Wanderers. A really, really bright young prospect. Did excellent at Burton Albion last year. Speaking of Burton Albion, I'll be going to Burton Albion's ground. Yep, focus. I've got Burton Albion themed tickets. But everyone's jealous of that, aren't they? He did excellent at Burton, but Wycombe are a step up in League One, that division where Derby play. And yeah, I think it's a really good move for him. Hopefully he can continue to develop and really push on. And one more final confirmed deal as of this morning, in fact. Finn Back going back out on loan to Carlisle United. Loved by Carlisle fans. Only played a half a season because he had quite a long-term injury, and yet he still got recalled back to Carlisle for another year, which says a lot. He had an injury, he did that well, he still came back, so I think that's pretty encouraging. Anyway, let's talk about rumours in. There are some players here that could very well become permanent transfers soon. In Dean Henderson and Anthony Elanga, a double swoop from Manchester United. Historically, really bad at negotiations with them, but the Elanga deal seems to be happening very quickly. As of today, he's reportedly had a medical and is set to be signing for Nottingham Forest for about £15 million. I wasn't too sold on it when I initially reported this in the last edition of this video, but the more I think about it, the more I like it. I think he's a good young player, just needs a place to express himself. And at Man United, let's be honest, unless you're really good, you're not going to get into that first team with the players he's got in front of him. So I don't think we can be too critical at the fact that he struggled for game time at Manchester United. As I mentioned just then, the other Man United player linked with us and has been for a long time now, Dean Henderson. It looked like it was going to break down at the start of last week when Forest offered a loan deal instead of a permanent deal, but it does kind of make sense. He's been out injured for 6 months. Can we really take the risk on paying about 20 million for him? I get why Forest are trying to loan him, to then actually buy him again. There wasn't a buy clause last season, of course. Personally, I want him permanently, but if we have to loan him again, then so be it, so long as we can buy him the next summer. Of course, Andre Onana has joined Man United finally, and this should help the Henderson deal happen in our favour. And an update on Callum Hudson-Odoi and Carlos Borges. It looks like we've missed out on these two. With signing Elanga, it kind of makes sense. I don't really know why I would sign both of them. Hudson-Odoi is now set to join Lazio, and Borges is heavily linked with West Ham, so it looks like that ship has sailed. Let's talk about Ian Maatsen from Chelsea, an excellent young fullback, left back, and right back, I think there's no doubt that he would probably play on the left-hand side. This is one that I would really like to see happen. Reportedly, around about 10 to 20 million would be enough to get this one done. He's impressed in pre-season for Chelsea, scoring 2 goals against Wrexham, which is interesting opponents for Chelsea to be playing in pre-season. I wonder why. But more than anything, he was excellent last season for Burnley as they won promotion back to the Premier League. He played a pivotal part in that season, 42 appearances of the 46 championship games available for him to play. Previously at Coventry the year before as well on loan, so he's had a lot of experience now being out on loan in the championship. Is it time now for him to step up? He's never actually played in the Premier League before, so that's a small issue, but he has played internationally 13 times with the Netherlands. Not sure how likely this is to happen, and it has been reported by The Athletic, which is a source that is normally very accurate. Another one that I think is really encouraging is Iliman Ndiaye from Sheffield United, another player that I'd love to see come to Forest. These two, of course, were in the Championship last year. It's not ideal to see as signing Championship players, but both of them got promoted from it, so I don't think we can be too critical about that. And one of them's now a Premier League player, so there you go. But I do think Ndiaye, looking at how he's played for Sheffield the last 2 seasons, he's been with them for a number of years now, played 88 times, 21 goals for Sheffield United. He played every championship game possible last season for the Blades. I love the way he plays. His footwork is excellent. His hold-up play is really good. He's just a really tough player to play against. His goal against Spurs probably defines him. Dribbling around several Spurs defenders, not that much to shout about, it's Tottenham, but still a great goal. The only concern is the African Cup of Nations. We would most likely lose Ndiaye for a few games in January. Of course, this will be the same for Aina as well. Okay, so a few more niche rumours now, but I think they are still worth talking about. Let's talk about Ismail Jacobs. I hope I'm saying that correctly. You know me with names. I'll try my best. Monaco left back would probably cost around about 10 to 12 million pounds. Played 32 times last season for Monaco, only got 2 assists, no goals. Not really sure how to describe him as a player because I've not seen enough of him, even from highlight reels. Doesn't give too much away, but I don't know. I don't think I'd be too against this one happening. I think it's one that we need to see develop a bit more. Whether it will or not is another question. Union Berlin are also interested in him. He also previously played in the Bundesliga with Cologne most of his career actually before Monaco. Mike Trésor, again, might have butchered the name, but who cares. Genk winger, won the Belgium League last year. He has got one hell of a love for assists. 24 assists in a single season. I find outrageous. Absolutely incredible. Left winger / attacking midfielder. Also got 8 goals as well, but he loves assisting goals. I'm just astounded by how many he got in a season. He made his Belgian debut just last month in June. Wolves and Burnley have also previously shown interest. It was a while ago that. I like the sound of it, and of course, it probably would know Mangala as well, fairly well, so I think that's going to be another thing going in the favour of that transfer. One more thing actually about him, he's a dead ball specialist, so he could take corners and probably penalties and free kicks, and that's something that Forest have had a bit of inconsistency with in the last couple of seasons, to be honest. David Soria, it might be pronounced David, not too sure. Getafe goalkeeper. Now, I'm not sure either whether this would be a first choice goalkeeper signing or a backup goalkeeper. Probably a backup if we are going to get Dean Henderson. But I say that because who knows, it might be an alternative if the Dino deal doesn't happen. 30 years of age, so that would suggest it's not too long term. A fee of around 4 million to 5.2 million could be enough to get this one over the line. He's linked with Real Madrid and Crystal Palace. So if Real Madrid want him as a backup goalkeeper, all but certainly, I can't see him replacing Courtois there. Palace would probably want him as a first choice. That's some pretty interesting clubs for him to be linked with, and some big clubs. He's played 185 times for Getafe, and yeah, I find it interesting how they came 15th last year in the Liga, and they actually conceded the least goals in the bottom half of Spain. So that has to have some kind of good, perk towards Soria. The fact that they came 15th, 2 places above relegation, and they only conceded that amount of goals, 45. One more rumour in to talk about, and this is Cesca Montes. Mexico centre-back, 26 years of age, plays for Espanyol, only signed for Espanyol in January, by the way, so he's only been there 6 months, 7 months. Napoli and Wolves are interested in this guy. £27 million release clause. He's played pretty much every game available for Espanyol. So I would actually like the look of this one. We do need a centre-back. Felipe's injured currently and he is getting on, obviously. Still absolutely phenomenal, of course. God. Literally God when he had the man bun, you know, like incredible. And obviously Niakate's fantastic, but he is very much injury prone now. And McKenna and Bolly, what's the future for them? Wall, obviously I think he's definitely got a future with us, but we do need someone else. He seems to be pretty strong at heading balls away from danger, just from what I've seen. So that's something that could help. Good aerial ability. A few rumours out. Willy Bolly. No one actually in particular for this rumour, but there has been a report that he could very well be leaving the club, which is a little bit of a surprise, but at the same time, only played 16 times last season, he's 32. Maybe we do want to try and look more long term, and like I say, want to get another centre-back in. I wouldn't be too against Bolly leaving. Personally, I probably would keep hold of him, but I'm 50-50. I wouldn't mind it if he left, but I'd probably lean towards him staying as well. An update on Sam Surridge. That's a deal that is getting closer to happening, joining Nashville for up to £5 million, which for a player that warmed the bench more than you could warm a bench last season, I think that's an amazing fee for someone that had sat on the bench for most of last season. Bought him for £2 million from Stoke. We've got £3 million back for him. I think that would be a great financial bit of business. It's sad that we're letting go of Surridge. You know, I'll always have good words to say about him for the promotion season, and whenever he did get a chance last year, he tried his best, but I think it's fair to say he's not quite what we need, is he, really? So yeah, I wouldn't be against it. It's a great fee for him. These transfer roundups will continue to come weekly. Finally, we've got some players hopefully coming into the club to report on. Aina is a start. If you do enjoy these videos and all my content, then please stay tuned by liking and subscribing to Rads. If you're new, it goes a long way. So please help me out. There'll be a few more videos this week to make up for my inactivity last week, which, yeah, I apologise for that. There should actually be a live stream this week for our PSV friendly and a Leeds vlog. So there's plenty of stuff coming. So please stay tuned for it all. Thank you, everyone.